everyone. I'm back again with another comic unboxing, and this one is pretty hefty. I mean, pretty hefty. These are two different packages that just so happen to come in today at the same time, and it's from two different sellers. This one right here is from AMKM Comics. As you can tell, it was a package that for some reason was returned back to them and then resent. Uh, Box was got a little bit gnarly, a little bit hit, dinged. I'm hoping that nothing happened as far as any damages or anything like that's concerned. Um, Fingers crossed. They usually package pretty well, so I usually don't have any issues, even if there is external damage. We'll see as I'm opening this up live. And then this one came in from a eBay seller, Holy City Comics, which this is the second or third time I've gotten from him, and he's quickly become one of my eBay go-to sellers. I find a lot of obscure things, things that uh, are kind of tough for me to find, some filler issues, that kind of stuff. Mostly stuff that's not in the higher grade, but it's okay because I need it for runs. And sometimes because it's so obscure, you're not going to be picky about what the um, grade is because you just can't find these things. Um, from here, I got a lot more moderns. I am hoping that this box, because I was expecting a couple things to come in, holds a couple things that I've been really looking forward to getting. And I'll let you guys know what it is. So let me take this box out of the way and we'll get diving into this one from AMKM Comics. See, I'm opening this up on live stream, so there's not going to be any surprises. So you think there's any kind of box manipulation or anything like that. You know, this is where packing a box in the right way actually matters. Really, really matters. You know. All right, so far so good. We got bubble and paper. In addition to, oh, this is actually clever. Put some cardboard on top and cardboard on the sides to give additional reinforcement. Let's take this all out. And they put it into mailers inside and then additional bubble wrap at the bottom. So packed very well. It doesn't look like any kind of penetration from the bottom. So I'm really happy that we're not having any surprises. One thing I hate about these mailers is, oh, actually he did it. Yeah, they had some mercy on me. Didn't kill it with tape, so that's positive. Quite honestly, I had a big amount. I had a large amount of books that were sitting with them from the auctions that I did. You know, the auction off at the Metaphorical websites channel, and they're one of the steady constants there. So I don't know which lot of books they sent me. I'm hoping that the ones I really wanted are here. So let's see what we got. First book is oh, this is an exclusive cover that they did through AMKM for Crossover 7. Beautiful virgin cover. A little bit of an homage to Dark Knight Returns. Really, really nice. and they do a set of a lot of exclusives, and they partner up with a lot of people through the community to get these out there. Metaphorical is putting something. This is a lot of exclusives that I'm getting from them. So beautiful. So we have Crossover 7, uh, ANKM exclusive. Then we have Electric Black, the I believe second printing, red virgin variant exclusive. And I'm going to explain to you all what each individual book here is, because it might be tough to figure out from the covers because they're exclusive covers and they're very specific. And at the same time, they're a little bit off the mainstream kind of stuff that everybody's been looking at. One of the biggest reasons I bought this entire lot from them of these books was because I wanted to support them and what they're doing. I really love the fact that they're helping the community by teaming up with artists and other people from the YouTube world, the Instagram world, whatnot world, and putting together beautiful covers and exclusives like this. And they just started up their own store as well. So, I wanted to give them as much support as I can by buying this lot from them. Even though these books, specifically to me, didn't really mean a lot, it means a lot that it was their exclusives. So I wanted to support them. But apparently, there's some kind of deal that they did on TV or movies or something with the Electric Black, and these things are starting to heat up out of nowhere. So I did a nice thing, and at the end of the day, I think I'm gonna be happy that I did it because these books are starting to take higher value. So this is the red cover. This is the green cover. I don't know what you want to call A or B covers, but that's what I have. Then this one is the trade with the title in here, the Electric Black. Really bonker story, by the way. Bonker story. She tried to get a copy of it just to read it. Oh, so we got this. He got me what I needed. So I've been waiting for this specific book. Oh, this is what I needed. I've been waiting for this for a few months. It didn't come in the last shipment, and I wanted it to be there. There's some kind of mix up. It looks like it's in really, really sharp condition. Um, Hoping that it'll hit a 9.6 to a 9.8. Hopefully a 9.8. It's also a newsstand edition of X-Men 213. The reason I wanted this book a lot was I have a full run of 210 to 213 even. Oh, my phone rang and I didn't put it on silent. Sorry, guys. I know we're doing a live stream. So I have um, a full run of 210. Hey, Tricky, how's it going? You liking this book? Uh, I have a full run of 210 to 213. I do even have a copy of this, not in the newsstand in direct edition, but they're really falling in that 8.5 to 9 range. I want to get a full set slab to be minimum 9.6 and above. Um, I think it's a really classic run. It's a really important run to myself. These were the books that I remember most fondly of. X-Men when I was growing up came out in the mid to late 70s, 80s. I think 1987. These books came out in 88, maybe. No, I think it was 87. And this right here has the first cameo of Mr. Sinister. It's the second part of the first ever encounter between Wolverine and Sabretooth. Classic, beautiful cover. Um, Believe it or not, all these books were John Romita books, even though people hate John Romita. He had a great run on Uncanny X-Men. All right, so he kind of sandwiched these in together. Let me separate these. Leave that to the side. Um, then the next book here is um, Tales from Technicolor. So people that picked up this book recently. Hey, Rudy, how you doing? Thanks for joining us. Um, I'm not sure which book you're saying is amazing, but that X-Men 13, 26 to 213 for me is amazing. And all these covers are amazing as well. This book right here is Tales of Technicolor, and this one was actually uh, exclusive made between AMKM and Poser. So if anybody knows comic book Poser, they'll know about this book. Beautiful copy, and anybody that has been recently reading comics, they'll know that classic cover that just came out 2 weeks ago. Um, it looks like everybody's loving that 213, maybe just as much as I am. And this book right here was a collaboration between the two, so I was really happy to support both by purchasing that book. This is a book, believe it or not, they had a lot that they put this up for $1. I don't think they expected it to sell for $1. I put a bid on it, not expecting to win it for $1, but I did. So I'm happy. I got a nice, shiny uh, Superman 82. A lot of that 90s nostalgia coming in here. And, yeah, for $1, it's a pretty beautiful edition, by the way. It's a great book. So another book that I got from them was Fight Girls #1. The reason I got this from them was because I was missing this cover. I went to the comic shop. I got the other cover, which I was disappointed because this was the one I wanted. They had it in the auction for cover price, and I ended up taking it. And these books, for anybody that's been watching me, yeah, it is a great foil cover, right, Tricky? I mean, look at this. Look at this. This is pure 90s fun, excitement. Don't look too carefully at the screen. You might go blind because this whole thing is super shiny. I don't even know how much it reflects on the video, but it's a beautiful book. So anybody that knows any of the videos that I watched, any of the videos that I put in the past, knows that I've been really big on this book, Nice House on the Lake. And prior to actually picking up this week, actually, at the comic shop, I wasn't sure if I was going to find the copies that I needed. So I saw that they put it up this Monday night, I think, on auction at cover price, and I picked up two of them. So one of the reasons, I see $8 for two. They're $3.99 a piece. All right, so I paid a penny more than cover price. Um, I got these because I wanted to have at least 3, 4 copies. Because not only am I going to keep one for my collection, I'm going to slab one, but I'm going to start adding books like this to one of the upcoming giveaways. Once I get I guess more than 5 people liking my channel, I guess, and the videos, um, I'll start to do some giveaways right now. Uh, Rudy, absolutely no thanks necessary. Don't worry about it. Not a big deal. Trust me, it's my pleasure. Absolute pleasure. Don't worry about a thing. No, it is by far. You're all packed up, and I'm actually dropping it off at the post office because the postman didn't come pick it up earlier. So I'm gonna drop it off at the place that closes at 9 o'clock by me. So you'll have it through priority, and you'll get no problem. If you want to share my channel, that'd be great. If you could find a couple more people like you and Tricky that actually enjoy my rambling, I'm more than welcome to that. Thank you so much for sharing the channel. I love this book so much. I want to keep it to the side. I really do. This is my kind of stuff. So let's open up this second bundle. The only thing that they do that drives me nuts is that they don't ever put things in the right order. So let's see what order these are in. I love those guys, but I think they do it on me to me on purpose because I got a whole thing going on with them where we give each other a lot of crap through the chat and through a show that they actually put together every Sunday night. All right. See, that's what I mean. They didn't put everything together. So this is the other cover to the AMKM comic book poser exclusive of Tales of Technicolor. Beautiful cover. And then this is the trade right here. I got the entire set from them. They weren't cheap. They weren't super expensive, but they weren't cheap. I bought the whole set for a really reasonable price. They gave me a very fair deal, and I don't want to disclose the exact price I gave out there because I think they gave me a better deal than they normally would want to. So I'm going to be, pretty conservative of saying anything. But all I'm going to say is I got it for less than it was getting auctioned off a lot of times individually. So they gave me a nice bundle deal for getting everything. So this is another trade that they had. By the way, this book is by Scout Comics. It's really nice. You know, see they have prices on here, but again, like they have 14.99, 19.99. They have prices on there, but I ended up getting them all bundled up in full price. And if you want a tip, if you're going to buy a lot of books or pay for some books in a more expensive way, always try to bundle. You always get the better deals when you're doing that. I assure you, you're always the best way. It looks like I'm getting tricky to start crying. Here's my thought. What you are saying and sharing is very similar to my mentality. I'm glad that you're seeing you're connecting with what I'm doing, Rudy. You know, my thoughts when I'm making these videos are to put them out there, and maybe there's a couple of people that agree with me. You know, that's all I need. I don't need millions of subscribers and watchers, whatever the case is. I'm doing this for fun. Hey, Purple, how you doing? Glad to have you in the chat. Um, I'm doing this because I purely enjoy this. My son got me back into this hobby. I was very big on this hobby years ago, and by getting back into it, it makes me feel a little young again, like a kid. You know, I'm doing great, Mystic. Doing really great. Um, I'm doing even better because I got this massive haul of books. Um, don't know if the quality matches up with the pure bulk and weight of it, but I'm really happy with what I got. So this was the other trade dress that we got from Tales of Technicolor. So you can see there was a lot of books that came in through that thing. Okay, I think that's the end of that. All right, yeah, you're getting sneak peeks as of what's coming up. So the next book on the run is Nottingham #2. I believe this is the second print. Another really good modern run of books that have a great story. This is based on that whole Robin Hood, Nottingham kind of world with a real twist to it. I'm not going to spoil it for anybody. It's super hard to get the first prints, and they're getting expensive. I don't mind getting second prints and third prints as long as I have the full run because I enjoy it and I want to read it. But I do suggest for anybody not being able to get any of these copies that you go and purposely get a trade paperback when it comes out. It's that good of a story. I stand behind it 100%. Purple. Everybody's been sleeping on this book um, eh, because they didn't realize this was going to be anything. I mean, it comes out by look at the name of the publisher, Mad Cow. What the hell is a Mad Cow Comics? And it came out with a name like Nottingham. You're thinking that this is not going to be an interesting book, but it is way more interesting than people expect. So the next on the list are Something's Killing the Children. This is, I believe, number 17, both A and B. I had ordered that from him. There we go. Now we're getting into the full runs. So we have Both AMKM, you're killing me right now by putting everything in out of order. So this is a run that is another great run of books. Um, we're already deep into it. It's issues 18s, I believe, is going to come out next week. If you want a good jumping on point to start following the story, start at number 16 and try to get any trade paperbacks or reprints of the other ones if you can still afford them because they're getting so expensive because they just announced that they're going to have a some kind of show or movie deal going on. Really solid book. Try to get yourselves involved from 16 and on, and you will appreciate it if you like to read. I don't know if the values will catch up with the early issues, but try. So, all right, this is what I got. See, I got all the Nottinghams over here. So, I have issue one, these two different versions. Now, don't ask me which prints these are. I got to look back and see which prints they are. But I got these two. So, as you can see right here, 26.99. I ended up getting these. So you could see already I'm paying well over asking price, not crazy over asking price for reprints, and they're getting even harder to get. So I got this version, this copy of number one. Anybody watching and knows off the top of their head which prints they are, let me know. This I believe is a variant. Number two, which we said that's second printing, I believe. Another number two printing. AMKM, you're killing me with these out of order books. So we have these two. This might be actually the first print, no, maybe second print and then third print. I'm losing track of all these prints. Then we got number three, which is a second print, and then number four, which is actually the first print. They haven't started reproducing this, as far as my knowledge, is number four. So I have the full set of Nottinghams up until I'm caught up right now, and I got different versions of them, and I'm happy. So next on the list is Geiger, number three. Which look at this beautiful book. Look at this beautiful book. Look at this excellent cover. I mean, how are you going to go wrong with this? Great story. These are heating up as well. You could still find one through four in your LCSs. You're not going to find first print of number one, but you'll find either like a third print or fourth print of number one, and then you'll find all the rest two, three, four, relatively easy without a pick them up. Pick them up, read them. You're going to enjoy them. I assure you. I assure you, you're going to enjoy them. I've been sleeping. I'll pick up the first prints next week then. I don't know which books you're talking about, Purple, or maybe the Geigers, but if you do, that's good idea. Oh, Ice Cream Man number one. I got this Image First Prints edition. They're a buck. Just recently came out. Um, got it because I don't have any printings of number one, and I wanted to read it. I have a lot of the later books from like 19 or 20 and on that I picked up, but I refuse to pay like crazy amounts of money for these early editions. These came out, so I got one for myself to keep for my collection, and I got one that I'm going to add to that same scenario. Okay, and then wow, I got two Venom 200s in here. This was the one I remember getting. Uh, I think he might have thrown this one in, or I gotta verify if there's an accident, or unless I'm forgetting that I got this one as well, because I know I have another copy of this. Um, I think that was either an error on my part or an error on their part, or it's a throw in. I'm not sure. I gotta find out because so once in a while, when I buy a lot of books, they'll throw in a couple of extra books as a gift, as a AOK. And if that's the case, and you're watching AMKM now or during the replay, just let me know. I'll contact you later and let you know. But this was the cover that I was gunning for, and I really wanted. I love these covers. these Gleason covers. And ever since that Amazing Spider-Man 55, just like a lot of other people, I've been Gleason cover collecting. Doesn't matter what's inside of it. This is a decent story. It's a pivotal story for Venom. But for me personally, it's all about the cover on this one. Next on the list is, oh, look at this. The Telethon edition, second print of Ice Cream Man number 24. Now, I have the first print of this, the white print, but this was actually one of the books I picked up randomly without even knowing what the Ice Cream Man saga and story was all about. When I first started going back into the LCSs, I saw a really cool white telethon cover that they had. Um, got my interest. I picked it up. Made me want to go pick up some back issues as well, whatever I could find at cover price. And when this came out, because it struck me so well, I decided to pick it up as well. Um, I like the beige overtones. Then I got Geiger number two, this cover, which I didn't have before, which I'm happy with, very happy with. And two more Nottingham number fours. Did I order these by accident? I think I ordered these by accident. I double ordered on these. Well, guess what? We're going to have another book for our giveaway in the future. Because I don't want to keep a lot of duplicates, you know. Hopefully, these go up high in value by the time I do a giveaway, and everybody will be really happy. But I'm starting off with the stuff that I'm going to do in an upcoming giveaway will be uh, covers that I love, stories that I love, things that are probably trending upwards, things that people could appreciate almost like the same way I do. And then this is the last book I got out of that lot, which I'm very happy to actually get and pick up. And that's Nice House on the Lake number two, cover B, which I was missing. I wanted to get this cover. I got plenty of the first cover, but I was not able to get this. The LCSs around me had run out, and they didn't put one to the side for me. So I'm very happy that I was able to get this. So let me put these all back in here, and I'll open up the box from Holy City, and you're going to see a whole different set of books coming out of Holy City. I assure you. I assure you, you're going to get a whole ton of different books coming out of them that is going to say what the hell kind of collecting you do. All right, I'm going to be careful not to disclose addresses and people's individual names because I don't know if they want their names to be disclosed. So you're going to have a little bit of understanding as I'm doing this. Okay. Okay. Here we go. All right. So box two, and this is more towards what I know and what I collect. They are great covers, Tricky. They're really great covers. I love that telethon issue. So from Holy City Comics, I got a bunch of stuff that's on the older side, obviously, and stuff that I was targeting that I needed for certain runs, and other things that I found that are interesting. So everything that's in this box was very affordable. We're talking about in the range of $2 to $5. Most of them actually were only $2, which was great. You know, he puts a ton of these books. Obviously, they're not 9.8s, but if you're going to be collecting and you're going to be putting a nice collection together of things that you enjoy, that's the way to do it without having to break the bank. So the first book I got over here that he put on the top, probably because it's probably the lowest value or whatever book, is Fantastic Four 174. Why did I get this one? I don't know. There was just something about this that got my attention. It cost me a couple bucks. I said, why not? Since I was getting a whole bunch of other stuff. By the way, they packed it similarly to AMKM. The difference between them is they put bubble wrap all around instead of just the top and the bottom. And instead of using that extra cardboard that AMCAM puts in on the sides to give more security, he just makes the bubble wrap go over, which uh, you know, if you're not doing very high end books, I get it. So AMKM kind of took more precaution because there were more expensive books that were coming in, especially those exclusive variants that they had. So the next book on the list is Amazing Spider-Man 181. Again, only cost me a couple bucks. Great cover for me personally. You got Doctor Doom on there, Doctor Octopus, the Lizard. Looks like Kingpin, Pain and Power. Hey, these days any books you can get for a low price of Amazing Spider-Man, pick them up because it's going to get harder and harder to get them. Next book on the list is Iron Man 115. This seems like it's coming from that run of alcoholic Tony Stark, which I like that run because it's really interesting and very real as far as the way they approached it. So that makes me a little bit nostalgic from when I was reading those. Not that I'm supporting alcoholism for comic characters, but I like the elements of being real. Then the next book on the list is Captain Marvel 21, which overall is not horrible shape, except for the fact that it's got this little red coloring of the box, and I wish it didn't have that, but it's okay. Classic Captain Marvel cover, early in the run, um, fighting the Hulk. Hey, how do you beat that? And then next in the lot is these cost me a little bit more than a couple of bucks. I think they're like $4 or $5 each or something like that. But that's okay. The Captain Marvels are something that I've really been trying to complete. Um, Captain Marvel number 22, uh, Megaton, the Atomic Assassin. So anybody speculating on first appearances, Megaton's in here. So love these classic um, Marvel covers with the background. This is one of the few that I see with a blue background, which I like. You typically see the black ones and the red ones. I like that this has the blue one. Then next on the list is number 54 of Captain Marvel. Uh, Nitro the Explorer, Exploding Man. He's back. Can't wait to read this one. Then the next on the list is number 37 of Captain Marvel. Beautiful cover. Shape is not bad, but it's a little faded. I don't know if you could tell. A little faded. I think if I put it in a nicer cover, clean it a little bit, maybe it'll pop a little bit more. Um, Purely for the cover on this one. Next on the list is Amazing Spider-Man, and this one's a little mangled. I got this one cheap. This one cost me for like less than a buck, less than a couple of bucks. I think it was like $1.29 or something he had on auction. I ended up getting it. Um, Looks a little mangled. See some folds and some rips. I think with a little bit of love, this comic could present much better. And again, it's one of the early or Amazing Spider-Mans, which is something that I've been striving to get entire runs of. I want to try to get an entire run up to where Eric Larson signs off on Amazing Spider-Man. As far as complete run, because after that it got a little wonky. Nothing against Bagley. I just thought that he was coming in after two big artists that he couldn't at that time keep up with. His art is different. I love his art that was in New Warriors and stuff like that. I just didn't like it in Amazing Spider-Man. He did have a couple of classic covers like the Carnage covers and stuff like that. Um, but I probably would end the run right where Eric Larson gets off. So picking all those books up. Another nice book that I picked up was Marvel Team Up, which I'm actually getting close to getting on the entire run. Um, very close. Number 44, Spider-Man versus Moondragon. I don't think there's anything significant other than I needed it. Then another book that I'm getting very close to getting the entire run of is Eternals number 16. Very close to getting it. I got all the expensive books of Eternals. For some reason, I don't got all the cheap ones. So I'm happy to keep adding on. This one I was really happy to get. Avengers number 97. Got this for a relatively fair price. I think it was like $3 or something like that, $3 or $4. Yes, it's not in the best grade. Got that nice black border. Needs a little bit of love, but I didn't have this issue. And the way I look at it with these early issues of Avengers, Spider Man, all this silver type of runs going into early bronze, I'll pick them up if they're really cheap in lower grade as a spot holder. And as I find them in better conditions, then I'll swap them out and like sell off the worst grade one and keep the better one. Next on the list is Miss Marvel number 15. Don't get excited. This is not the first mistake. I just got it because I needed it. And I love the cover, by the way. Love the cover. Next on the list is Thor number 190. Again, this is another um, filler. I have almost every single Thor going from Journey and Mystery 25 to 200, and I like to complete that set sooner or later. This one I actually paid a little bit more for. I think I bought it for $6.99, and the reason why the condition wasn't as bad as some of the other books. Sandman number one. This is a very obscure um, Jack Kirby book that you don't see very often. It's a character that he developed under DC. It's not the Sandman everybody's come to know and love through DC, but I like it. I like obscure characters like this, and I have quite a collection of characters by famous writers and artists. That for some reason never made to the mainstream, and I kind of appreciate that. And I like that. Next on the list is Lobo number one. Now I think I got two copies of this from him, one in a lower grade and one in a better grade. Both of them didn't cost me a lot of money. They all ranged from like $3 to $5. Both of them. It's a book I was missing. I love this miniseries. It's one of the set of books that I lost years ago, and I'm happy to bring this cover back home. I think this is the better of the two copies. Um, Recently, you might have seen one of the things that I got as my personal grails. First appearance of Lobo, Omega Man 3, in a 9.6. And I'm happy to get one of these. I'm hoping to get one of them graded at least a 9.6 to 9.8 and put it right next to the other one. Next on the list is Thor 173. Now, I got this one for super cheap, and you could tell why I got it for super cheap. I think it only cost me a couple dollars. But you see this? It's missing this whole chunk. But it's a book, again, I don't have. I wanted to hold its spot. And I know for a fact if I ended up finding a better version of this at a decent price and I end up putting this out something, somebody will pay me $2-3 to get whatever I put into it. And even if they don't, and I just give it to somebody, I think people love these early Thor books enough to look past some of the um, mangled defects that you have here. But there goes the other. Um, Actually, this is the nicer copy. This is the nicer copy. All right. So this one has a few ticks. This is a nicer copy. So between the two of them, I think I could. I think this one might. I'm gonna inspect it a little bit more once I open it up and see what that is. This bag's a little 30 and see what happens. But this one's a newsstand. I don't know what that means, if it's anything significant, but it is a newsstand. Next on the list is Batman 195. Nothing significant about this book. I actually paid $5 for this book. Um, and I got it. It's pretty beat up, but I love this purple cover with the green skeleton and Batman looking between his legs. It's just a hilarious cover. I really enjoyed it. So I got this. I'm happy with it. And then we got, that's what happens when you don't look carefully. I'm sure he had this. I'm going to look at the listing. I'm sure it was like this, and I didn't notice. I didn't pay much for it, so I'm happy. I think $2-3. But this is a Hulk 111. I'm missing it, and it's missing this chunk. It's all right. At least I have it. It's a placeholder. Makes me happy. Then next on the list is this nice cover of Hulk 118 with Submariner, kind of almost like a throwback of their Tales to Astonish days. It's got some work that it needs to be done, but I think this could be cleaned up a little bit. There's a lot of pencil mark on here, believe it or not. It could be cleaned out and I think this could be brought up to life a little bit. Next on the list is this awesome cover of Hulk 152, which actually was one of my favorite covers as a kid. This I got from a quarter bin back in the day, but it's one of the books that I lost. So I'm happy that I got it, and it is connected. Next on the list is Avengers 163. Just a solid Avengers book. I didn't have it. Couple bucks. Can't go wrong. And then more Marvel team ups. Marvel team up number 47. This one is with the Thing. And they're fighting this guy, the Basilisk. The Basilisk. I wonder if there's any collection to the new comic, Basilisk. Hey, Maddie, how's it going? Thanks for stopping in. If you're still on, Maddie, let me know. Is there any connection between this Basilisk and the one that everybody's specking on today in the modern book? Then you got Invaders, number 8. I like these old Invader books, and I'm starting to put a couple of runs together on them. So I'm happy to have that. This actually I got only for $2. But one of the things that are wrong with it, it's actually okay condition. It's got a little bit of spine roll that could be taken out. But it is a first appearance, I believe, of a Warlock. So I wanted to have this in my collection. This is another book that brings me nostalgia like you've never seen before. Dazzler number 1. I just feel that I just needed to have a copy of this in my collection. It's not a high grade book. It's not a horrible grade book. It's a mid grade. But $2, I got it in my collection, and I'm happy. This is another book that I really wanted that's really obscure, that not a lot of people know. But if Maddie's on, he knows this. Binoxio the Clown versus the X-Men. Warlock, Magus, and Demon Bear. Oh, it was Warlock. Yeah, that is a freeze book, Maddie. I'm preparing because when I end up doing an auction, and I'll eventually do an auction with you guys, I got to have some of these books to put out there. So be careful. You can see some of the stuff that's building up in my inventory right now. You're going to have a lot to compete with coming in the future. Then we got another Marvel team up, number 43. We got this guy with the mohawk. Like this book. I actually have this book in a really mangled version. This is in a mid to higher grade. Again, I got it for a couple bucks. So I got it to step it up, and only a couple bucks. So what else can I bet you can't wait, Matt. Matt, you're gonna be pleasantly shocked by what I have. Defenders number 14. Again, I'm building up Defenders lots. So nothing significant about this unless Nebulon, the man who bought the Earth. He bought the Earth. That's interesting. He actually bought the entire Earth. Um, don't know if that's his first appearance or if it means anything. But I needed it for the run. Here's one that was a diamond in the rough that I got that I think it was a really lucky break. I ended up finding this book, um, which I believe has become really hot of late. You want that fish police, huh, Maddie? The Sands of Time with all my other stuff. So I've been slowly building Secret Wars lots back up. This, for some reason, had a freaking skyrocket beyond belief, and the people are asking 20, $30 for them. And I refused to pay it just because of Titania. But I was able to find this copy for $2. Again, a lot of $2 stuff here. Um, it is not bad shape structurally. It's just dirty. And I think I could clean this thing up to get in a higher grade. Next on the list is another book from my childhood. This is another one of my favorite books as a kid, favorite covers. I read the hell out of this book a million times, and it was lost. So I needed it for the Marvel Team Up run, but at the same time, um, this one got me really, really nostalgic when I came across it. Next on the list is another Defenders, which actually has an amazing cover for me. I love this cover personally. I think it's beautiful, and happy to have this one in the collection. Then we got a Iron Man number 75. Again, I'm building a run of Iron Man 1 to 100. So I'm just collecting books randomly whenever I find them at decent rates. And then we got another Hulk 176 because I'm doing the same thing with Hulk. And then another piece of the collection, Iron Man 85. Again, nothing significant to this book. Just got it because I need it. This is actually probably the most expensive book I got from the lot from him. He actually put it in a miler, which is nice. And that's Thor Journey into Mystery in 119. I mentioned to you that um, I'm pretty close to wrapping up from everything from 125 to 200 to 100 of Thor, but I do have some scattered copies of Journey into Mystery from 100 to 125. So I'm trying slowly but surely. When I find more, I'm being a little bit more selective with the Journey into Mystery to get them in a little bit better shape, not as mangled as some of the other stuff I got. Because I'd like to keep them and I have to keep trading up. So this one is probably a mid grade. Uh, Probably looking at a 4 maybe. It's got some white color breaking here, but and here as well. This is not ripped. This is actually color break. Um, Decent shape. Uh, for a book this age, I'm not going to complain. I'm going to put this aside because it's one of my favorites. Here, I'm going to put this one and this one to the side because these are my two of my more favorites that I got. So I got this for a little bit more money than the other ones. I think I paid like $15, which is really, really fair for a book of that age. And there are a couple of significant things that happened, but I don't remember what exactly are. As I'm looking at it now, again, I think I could clean up a little bit, make this a little bit sharper, a little bit cleaner, a little whiter. It'll be good. Another book that I got from the Iron Man run is number 74. And here's another thing. I don't have a lot of Doctor Stranges. So whenever I run across a Doctor Strange, early Doctor Stranges, I'll pick them up, just like Strange Tales. I'll pick them all up. This one is weird. It's $2, but it's got all this like weird shading here. I don't know what the story is with that. I'll figure it out when I open it up. Maybe it's dirt, maybe it's not. I didn't realize that was the case, or is it done purposely? I don't know. Next on the list, Captain Marvel 43, another great book. And here's another great book. We're getting more real right now. Captain Marvel number 7, which these books I bought a little more expensive. I think they were like $6-7 each one. Uh, More than happy to pay it. Overall, decent shape. There's some writing on here. I'm gonna see what I could do with the Absarine or Magic Eraser, see how I could get that out if possible. But I'm happy to have these books. I wouldn't mind having a run of Captain Marvel, maybe the whole series because it wasn't a long series. Um, so I'm happy. I don't have the expensive one. I don't have number 1, but I have a lot of the other ones. And then we have number 6. I do have 6 and I do have 7. 6 and 7. And then let's get back into more Amazing Spider-Man. And this is Amazing Spider-Man number 4. This one's really messed up. Look at this. This is really, really messed up. It's got some water damage. I believe something stuck onto this. So I've had comics like this where stuff had stuck onto this, and I took a razor and started cleaning it off little by little, and I ended up making it look so much better than I originally did. Uh, so I got this one because it's nice to have it in my collection. I'm not really going crazy over the annuals and the king sizes yet until I get through the real run. But whenever I come across them, I'll pick them up. And I figured I'd make a project out of this one just to see if I can get my cleaning skills in good. Next on the list is Amazing Spider-Man 189, which again needs a little cleaning. I'm not sure if this is a variant or a Whitman variant because of this star stuff that's on here with the 35. Something's telling me that this is a 35-cent variant in a 30-cent setting. I'm not sure, but if anybody knows, let me know. And then the last book out of all these, maybe this is the most obscure. And Maddie, I think you're probably off, but if you're still on, you will appreciate this one. It is the first appearance of Dial for H, Dial for Hero, Dial H, Dial for Hero. Uh, Really, really obscure book. Um, it's House of Mystery, number 162. It is a classic Silver Age book. I got $2, which I was ecstatic to find. I was ecstatic. Is it direct tricky? The star? Is that what it is? Because I'm getting confused with certain years. I'm really getting confused because certain years they had some variants that came out through the Whitman books. Some of them are actually classified as variants, but they're really second printings that came out through Whitman and some other places. I'm not sure. I'm not really sure. Hopefully, somebody could, if that's the case, tricky, then that's the case. If it's direct edition, it's direct edition. They did that in 1980. Don't know what year this is. Oh, I'm gonna open it up. Why the hell not? Only one way to find out. Okay, what do we got? Again, not in great shape. Look like somebody ate this all across the border, but doesn't matter. I just want this as a filler. Let's see how on target. 1978. So maybe not. I don't know. I really don't know. I think 1978 was the same year that Star Wars came out and it had that variant. So maybe it is the variant. Maybe it's not. Maybe I don't know. But this is definitely an obscure book. I think that I appreciate this book. I'm gonna put this right here because I appreciate this one a lot. But as you can see, I went through a ton of comics. This was a major on haul that I got. Um, don't know if anybody can appreciate these books the way I do, but hopefully you could. I'm gonna look into it, Tricky. Honestly, now I'm curious, and I'm going to try to figure this out. But if you guys like what I got here, and you're still alive after my ramble, and you haven't fallen asleep, smash the like button. That's the thing we say here on YouTube. Smash the like button, smash it, and I'll smash these comics too. Um, and uh, subscribe. And if you're watching on the replay and you haven't been commenting in the chat, throw a comment. Or even if you did watch the live, come back, watch it again, and put a comment again. I don't know what that does. It does something for the algorithm, but do it. That's what they tell us. So that being said, thank you all for watching. Whoever's still here, Tricky, uh, Maddie, Rudy, Purple, whoever else was on there. I don't know who else was on here. We did have a couple people on simultaneously chatting, which is maybe a record for me. Appreciate you all. Thank you very much. I'll give a shout out again to AMKM. Great job. Got me the nice stuff. I needed it. I'll probably go and harass him at the auctions at Metaphorical Comics tonight. And Holy City Comics, great job. Really happy with you. Great buy. I shouldn't be telling people this, but I'm sharing. It is he is a great seller on eBay. eBay gets a lot of bad rap. Holy City is a good seller. Puts a lot of stuff that you don't find very often, and I'm very happy with them. So there you go. I gave you a little secret treasure, we'll call it. But that being said, I'm going to sign off. Thanks for watching, and until the next video, you keep collecting, and I'll keep recollecting. Thank you, guys. Thanks, Tricky. I really think it was a really good haul. This is one of these hauls that I genuinely was excited about getting. So excited I wanted to do a live stream and not wait to do a edited unboxing video. Thanks again for watching, guys. I am signing off. Have a good night, everyone.